think of it this way. You want your dream man, right? Or woman. But if I were to tell you to describe your dream man, you might describe somebody that has like this perfect body and a certain amount of income and a certain amount of charisma, and you're going to describe somebody. And then if I were to say, okay, so that dream man, does he want you? You're gonna say, no, he doesn't want me. Because I'm not quite, I say, why won't he want you? And you're gonna say, well, because, I just don't have all my shit together yet, basically. Like, he could want the ultimate version of myself, but I don't have that together yet. And then I would say, okay, well, why don't you have it together yet? And then you would say, if you were me, you would say, well, because essentially what I've been doing is I've been focusing most and all of my energy on the one thing in my life that I don't have together, that's the hardest to get together. That throughout all these years, I never have gotten together. Okay, so for me personally, that's gonna be my body. And I'm gonna say, well, ideally, I want to lose weight. And ideally, like my ideal body type is like 150 pounds, okay? So if I could be 150 pounds, by the time I got to 150 pounds, my life would be together, okay? But here's the problem with that. I was 150 pounds once. And if I'm gonna be honest, if I were to say, okay, if I was 140 anything, if I was 149.9 pounds, I would step on the scale, and in that moment I would orgasm, okay? Because that would be the culmination of my life dream right there. And there's a couple problems with that. The first problem is the fact that I have gotten there before, okay? Not including, the summer of 2023 when I lived off of like Ozempic and bottles of wine, okay? Whenever your stomach is concave because you haven't eaten in months, essentially, besides maybe some broccoli, there's other issues. But I'm talking about a time where I was 140 something. And when I woke up in that life, I was laying next to a narcissist. And that's whenever you find out the thing that Jim Carrey always said. He said, I wish your dreams would all come true. So that whenever you wake up in those dreams, you can realize that those dreams weren't even what you really wanted. So when you wake up and you've lost all the weight and you're this perfect body type, guess what's still inside? What's still inside is the person that you are inside. Wayne Dyer said, if you squeeze an orange, it doesn't matter how little or how big that orange is, guess what's gonna come out? Orange juice. So the reality is that if you hate who you are right exactly now, if you hate your body, then inside you are filled with self-hate. And self-hate rots your body from the inside out. And when you're rotting your body from the inside out, you're rotting. And guess what rotting food attracts? Have you ever seen, what's it called, Charlotte's Web? Rotting food is what Templeton goes after. So I don't know if he's a ferret or a weasel, but rotting food attracts possums, mice, rats, weasels. That's not who you want. But when you're walking around with this perfect body and you're rotting from the inside out, and then we're gonna go first full circle back to your dream guy is walking by on the other side of the street. He's gonna catch a whiff of you from across the street, and he's gonna turn his nose up. He's gonna crinkle his nose like, ooh. It never had anything to do with the outside of your body. But your knight in shining armor doesn't eat rotten food, if that makes sense. And then you're gonna say, see, I wasn't worthy of him. And now you're this perfect body weight, which you always said was going to make you worthy of him. So now you're really depressed. Now you're like, oh shit, maybe it's not just my body. What else could it be? And in some future videos, we're going to go over what could it be. Spoiler alert, it's going to be the inner work. Because don't tell me you've never seen a potato with an orange. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the body. And it's not even really about the mind. It's about the heart. And it's about the choices. And then we're going to say, hey, how come all I had in my dream man list was just physical things? He looks like this. He has this much money. He has, he's good in bed. But when it all comes down to it, you understand that that's not actually something that you're going to really try hard to get, because at the end of the day, those are just physical things. That's why if your only goal in life is to make a box of money, fill in the number, $1 million. I don't know, for me, I grew up in the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire day and age, where it was like, $1 million would mean all of my dreams came true. But guess what? What are you going to do with that $1 million? What are you going to do with that beautiful man that's good in bed? Just sit around and being happy. Sit around and think about him. Really? See, we're stripping away the thoughts that don't serve us. And when the thought is that you're not worthy of your dream man, that thought repels your dream man. Thank you for listening.